Writing a book is one of the best ways to generate new leads for your business. Now, there are many, many different ways that you can use a book to generate leads, but what I want to talk about are 7 different types of lead magnets that you can include in your book to turn your readers into leads and ultimately those leads into buyers of whatever it is that you have to offer. Now, I want to make something very, very clear from the get-go about why having a lead magnet in your book is so important. When somebody buys your book on Amazon, what happens is this. Someone buys your book on Amazon, they get your book, okay? Where does their data go? It doesn't go to you. You don't get the email of the buyer. You don't get the name of the buyer. Amazon collects the data. And so what we need to do as business owners, as executives, as people who want to use our book to grow our business, we need to figure out, well, how do we turn a reader who purchased it into somebody who is a lead that we can have their contact information and build a real relationship with them? Because the last thing I want you to do is work really hard on your book and then wait for people to just reach out to you. All right, it's amazing when someone just takes that action, but what we want to do is we want to invite people to take the next step with us. And my favorite way to do that is by incorporating lead magnets in your book, okay? And you could have these throughout your book. You could have them at the beginning, throughout your book, and at the end. But this is really why lead magnets are so important to have in your book if you're trying to use it to grow your business and make an impact, all right? Now, I'm going to share 7 different things and 7 different types of lead magnets. But what I really want you to understand here is that this doesn't have to be something incredibly fancy. All right. A lot of times when I talk with people who are writing their book and I tell them, hey, you should have a lead magnet, and we walk them through this, they're like, well, Jake, I don't know what to create. I don't want to create this whole brand new thing. And I tell them, I say, well, look, sometimes the best lead magnets are repeated content in a different way from the book. So let's just say, for example, you are writing a book and you give your 7 steps to success. Well, a great lead magnet could be an elaboration of those 7 steps or a single page of those 7 steps with action items. Okay. But the other thing too that I want you to recognize is you can also reuse other material that you've already had as lead magnets that you can now incorporate into your book as long as it's on the same topic. The biggest thing here is that I just want you to know lead magnets don't have to be crazy fancy. They don't have to take tons of time to create. They don't have to have incredibly high production value. What they need to ultimately do is be good enough to get the reader to say they want that, and then be great enough to make sure that you advance the result that the reader desires to achieve. So if a reader is buying your book on real estate, whatever your topic is, your lead magnet should help them get further along in their journey. Why? Because that's going to incentivize them to get the lead magnet. It's going to incentivize them to actually open the lead magnet. And then it's going to incentivize them to already get results, ultimately leading to them wanting to work with you. So let's break it down in terms of these 7 lead magnets. One of the easiest lead magnets that anybody can put into their book is what I call an actionable PDF. Now, inside this actionable PDF it's something that the reader can get that's valuable to them and then immediately take action on it. So for example, let's say you have a list of some of your favorite software to use and you mention it in the book. Well, a great lead magnet would be an actionable PDF related to your top 10 tools for XYZ. And maybe if you have an affiliate code, you put your affiliate code in there and boom, now you can even monetize off that lead magnet. Another great PDF that you can use is recommendations, a to-do list. You can have checklists. You can have step-by-step instructions, which is like a shorter version of what you used in the book. You can do something where you elaborate on it. Say maybe you mention a little thing here and you go a little bit in depth. Maybe your PDF is an elaborated version of that core concept. So that's one of the lead magnets that you can do. The second thing that you can do as a lead magnet in your book is give scripts. So scripts are really valuable because people are always looking for faster and better ways to send messages, to send emails, to build relationships. And so ask yourself, does my book teach something that requires me to reach out to someone? Okay, so if you're writing a book on sales, you could include a Instagram DM script. You could include a sales call script. as a lead magnet in your book. And that is so valuable. You may not mention the whole script in your book. So you could say, if you want a more in-depth analysis of the script, go here to get the script. If you are in real estate, you can have a script to reach out to lenders or contractors. If you are in PR and you're teaching somebody how to build their brand and get booked on podcasts or get booked on media, you can throw in a script there for them. In my book, I give people, my book is Big Idea to Bestseller. I teach people how to write and launch a nonfiction book to grow their business. And I give them in that book a script on how to reach out to the right editor, right? Because it's something that I've done a bunch, and I can shorten the process for someone and the learning curve for someone to be able to execute on. The third type of lead magnet that we're going to talk about is webinars or training, some form of a video representation of yourself. So what can you elaborate on in the book? All right, and some of the benefits of doing a webinar or a training, and most of the time it's not a live training. This is a pre-recorded training because your book's going to be out there, and you don't want people to click a link in the book and then it be outdated and the webinar already happened. What you really want it to be able to do is it's an on-demand training so that they can click it and they can go watch that. They can opt in and they can watch that training immediately upon that. Okay, this is really, really great if you have something that you can elaborate on the book. This is great if you need to show visuals. This is really, really powerful. But this is really valuable for you to offer because people can see you on camera, which means they get to see your personality and they get to know you beyond just the page. And also, people have a high perceived value of what video costs. And so when people buy video courses, they pay hundreds or thousands of dollars. And so for you to offer them a free course, a free video, a free training, that can be really, really valuable because it's perceived as more valuable than just let's say a PDF, a single page PDF. People mind, they see videos more expensive on their end than a PDF. This is just what we've seen. The fourth type of lead magnet that you could use is a template. Okay, so if you have different templates that you use or frameworks that you use, this can be really, really great to add into your book. So for example, in my book, I have the 10K book calculator. So I have a calculator that can show you how to make a certain amount of money. We have a writing time breakdown calculator that shows you how to break down your time based on your outline. And this is something that we go much, much more in depth in our coaching program, but we want to still give enough for people to be able to start getting results. So templates can be really, really powerful. If you're in real estate, again, a rent versus buy calculator, if you're writing a book on Airbnb, a short-term rental calculator could be really good. These are great types of templates that you can use because people can apply what you're teaching and they have a starting place to do so. The next up, the fifth lead magnet that can be really valuable is a quiz. People love taking quizzes. They're always fun. People are like excited to do them. And so they don't, even though they have to opt in for it, they often have a sense of like, oh, I kind of want to know what the result is. And you have that intrigue factor. The sixth one, and this is one of the most direct lead magnets that you could do, is have a link directly to your strategy call, a sales call, a discovery call, a clarity call, however you want to describe it. But you can go straight from the book and tell them, hey, if you really like the concepts of this, go ahead and book a call with our team here. Now, I personally save this for the end of my books rather than sprinkling this too much throughout because I don't want the objective of the book to feel like I'm just trying to sell them to get on a call. This is why I include at the end because it's only for the people who are really, really serious and they're like, shit, this book was really good. I want to know more about how to work with Jake and his team. And so a strategy call can be really, really effective lead magnet because not only are you getting a new lead, but you're actually booking a call with someone who just read your book who's likely to be an incredibly high quality prospect. And then my final, and this is my favorite, by far my favorite lead magnet with a book is give your book away. So all of the things that I mentioned so far are ways to turn your readers, once they have your book, into leads. But my favorite thing to do is to use my book as the lead magnet. And so that way I can give my book away. When I speak, I give it away. I give it away digitally. I give it away to prospects. I give it away as gifts. I give it away to people who ask questions and say, hey, you can find this in chapter 7 in my book. Here's a free copy. And that is an incredible lead magnet. And to just show you how effective this can be is we give away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies of my book all of the time. And what happens is we have now hundreds of new email addresses of people who are interested in my book. Well, if you're interested in my book, you're likely interested in what we do because the book is the prelude to the work that we do. And so giving away the book can be really, really powerful as a lead magnet. And also, you can use your book to give it away, and then they can opt in from those things within the book. So these are 7 types of lead magnets that you can use from a book. This is not an exhaustive list. There are so many more things that I could share and talk about that you can do, right? You can have an audiobook be a lead magnet. You can have some other things in there as well. But the key thing I want you to take away from this is pick 1 or 2 of these things that feel really good to you. Look at your book. Look at what you're trying to ultimately have your book lead into and see, how can I take my reader from the book to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, and give them the path. Invite them on your path and give them the way to help them get results. Because if you're writing this and you're watching this video, you want to make an impact first and foremost, but also this is a great way to turn that impact into income. Okay. And so that's what I want to leave you with. I hope that you really enjoyed these 7 different types of lead magnets. And if you want, look, I'll put it out there. If you want a free copy of my book, go ahead and reach out to me and just message me with free copy, and we'll send you a free copy of the book. But that's how this game is played. And so I hope that you get a ton of leads. I hope your book goes incredibly well. And I can't wait to support you when you release your future bestseller. Let's go.